Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about the Maybelline Rock Nudes palette, and just for the record, I do have the first two palettes, the Nudes and the Blush Nudes, and my opinion about those was that they're good, but they're not great. I mean, they don't blow me away, but I definitely think they're worth buying. And I expected to feel the same way about this one, and kind of surprised me because here's what it looks like. Kind of an unusual assortment of colors. You've got some really, really light colors, and then you've got some bright colors, and you've got some dark colors, so there's quite a bit of variety in this palette. There's also a lot of variety as far as the texture goes. I mean, you can see that some of these are chunky glitter, some of them are very finely milled glitter, and then some are matte. So it's a pretty wide assortment as opposed to the other two palettes. The other two palettes were quite similar in their theme, and yeah, these have got a lot more variety to them. And some of the shades in here are sort of unexpected, I would say, in terms of the color scheme. So, I paid $11.99 for this at Ulta, and you can probably get it cheaper somewhere else, but that's just where I happened to pick it up. And I gotta tell you, I love this palette. I did this look that's on my eyes right now. I did this over the weekend. My husband had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off from work, and he never ever comments on my makeup. But when I did this eye look on the first day, he looked at my eyes and he said, "That's really pretty." I said, "What?" He said, "Your eyes." I said, "Oh, thanks. I just, used a new eyeshadow palette, blah, blah, blah." And I loved it so much that I did it the very next day too. So this is the third time that I've done this same look. And what it is it's these first three shades in the palette right here. This is my brow bone highlight. This is what's on my lids, along with the new Maybelline Color Tattoo Concentrated Crayon in Gray Crystal is underneath that shade. And then this is what's in the crease. And I don't normally do shimmer shades in the crease, but I really love this look. In case you're not familiar with this, in case you don't own any Maybelline eyeshadow palettes, the new style ones that have 12 shadows in them, on the back they give you some suggestions on how to use the colors, which is great for beginners. When I look at a palette, I normally will look at it and kind of figure out right off the bat how I want to use it the first time. But with this, I started looking on the back and I was reading about how you can use like a quad of colors, a trio of colors, or a duo of colors. The way they lay these out, I don't necessarily agree with their recommendations of what colors they put together and so forth, but this was one of the trio suggestions, and yeah, that is a really, really good one, I think. I probably would not have chosen, if I was to see these eyeshadows individually, like in individual eyeshadow pan form somewhere, I don't think I would necessarily have put those three together. I mean, I definitely would have put the white and the gray together, but that sort of lilac-y taupe color, I wouldn't have probably put that in the crease. And I really like this together. I think it's a good combo. So then I tried to use the palette again with, let's see, this black chunky glitter shadow, and I put that all over my lids, and no, it's just too much for my fair skin to handle. Although I have used black eyeshadow on my lids before, and it looked okay, or it looked good, I thought. But I guess it just depends on the depth of the color and the texture and whatnot. But that was sort of a fail for me. But you know, a lot of times how something looks has a lot to do with your skin color, your skin tone. I mean, not everything is going to look good on everybody, but that's one of the things that I think is really nice about this palette, is that no matter what your skin color or skin tone is, I think there's something in here that you probably will love, because you know the different colors and tones and textures will just, you know, work good for different people. So a lot of creativity, I feel like, went into this palette. Let me do some swatches for you. Now, oh yeah, before I do the swatches, I do want to say that while these shadows are good, like I said before, they're not great. So they're gonna need a little bit of help. You're gonna need to put these over some sort of an eyeshadow base, whether it be just a regular clear eyeshadow base, or some sort of a colored base like what I did today with the Maybelline Color Tattoo in gray crystal underneath. You can kind of tell by looking at the other colors, because I only applied the Color Tattoo on my lid. So you can see when you look at this shade and then this shade, the brow bone highlight and the crease, you can tell that I didn't use a primer underneath those just by seeing how sheer they applied. So if you want the entire look to be vibrant and colorful, you're going to need to put some sort of primer all over your entire eye area, or it's not going to show up properly. I did it the way I did today because I wanted the silver on my lids to be like the focal point, and the other colors, I wanted them to be lighter, just so that the silver would stand out better on my lids. All right, so let's do some swatches so you can see how these look. Let's see. I'm gonna do, let's do 3 at a time. Let's do the 3 that I'm wearing first, which I already showed you is a white, a silver, and then a taupe. So see, those are all very, very light, shimmery, finely milled shimmer colors. And those types of shades usually look good on me because of my skin color and skin tone, but you know, on my hand, they don't really look all that different, but they definitely look different on my eyes. Well, I love those. So I haven't really experimented with this palette much other than that, aside from that black glittery one that I did. Oh, there's a big truck going by making a lot of noise. FedEx. Not for me, though. Darn. Okay, so the next 3 that I'm going to swatch are going to be, this is sort of a beige. It's a lightish beige, and then this is like a very light gray, and then this is sort of a bluish gray, I would say, mid-tone bluish gray. So let me swatch those 3 next. So those are really pretty too. I kind of like the way they have the trios laid out, so maybe I'll do this configuration next time. It's hard because I've been buying so much makeup lately. There's like, I know I sound like a broken record, but there are so many awesome things coming out with drugstore makeup. I'm not even tempted by the high-end stuff right now because I'm totally spellbound by all the drugstore makeup that's coming out. It seems like everyone has raised their quality level. Maybelline, CoverGirl, I've been purchasing quite a few different things, that other brands too, and it just seems like everybody's so much better than they used to be. And I think that's great because I really prefer, I feel like drugstore makeup is so much more fun. I don't like having to pay an arm and a leg for things because I do buy things frequently to review on the channel. So it seems like a waste sometimes to spend a lot of money on makeup. But I mean, I love my high-end makeup too, but in some ways I love the drugstore stuff even more. I don't know why. Okay, so the next 3 shades I'm going to swatch are going to be this gray, which is a much warmer gray than that one. That's a cool tone gray. That's a warm tone gray. And then this shimmery, glittery blue color. And then this color that didn't work for me. Oh, so what I was going to say is I don't usually get to use any one thing a lot because I'm always trying out new things. So I don't necessarily get to use a palette every single way possible or a lot of different ways before I move on to something else. So that's what those 3 shades look like, and pow, a lot of glitter, a lot of sparkle going on there. Pretty though, really pretty. Yeah, I think these Maybelline palettes are definitely worth it, and such an improvement over their powder eyeshadows from the past. They've really gotten so much better. All right, and the last 3 shades are going to be this very glittery gold shade. This is sort of a plum, a deep plum. And then that would be a very dark gray. Actually, it looks like it's a black now that I look at it some more. So a gold, a deep plum, and a black. So let's see how those are. Wow. Look at that gold. Gold and I don't have a lot of luck with golds, but boy, somebody else that had a different skin tone or skin color than I do, that would look so beautiful. But the plum and the black, they look like they swatched a little bit patchy. So those probably will be the 2 worst quality in the palette, I would say. They didn't swatch as smoothly as a lot of the others.
It's 10 o'clock.
I'm laughing because I film my videos about the same time every day. I try to anyway, and the computer is always telling you that it's 10 o'clock. Anyways, yeah, I think that this is definitely worth the money. Let's see, what did I say this was? $11.99 plus tax. Yeah, it's definitely worth that. I mean, you get a lot of choices on the colors and whatnot. So, yeah, I like this palette. I would say pick it up if these colors appeal to you. Definitely worth it. I think next time I'm going to try those 3. But these 3 that I have on right here, love, love, love. Beautiful. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. And if not, I'll see you next time. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.